I've never been outside of the country before. NYU Florence is like a beautiful campus, but a smaller knit community. So I'm really excited to see the art that's there and the history that lies in that city. I was just looking into like art museums and just like finding out how to kind of hang out around there and volunteer around there and see how people interact with art in a different country. Knowing that for 3 months I won't be here and I won't be able to just like go to this place that I have held so much in will be really discomforting, but I think I can find that in Florence, and I know there's a lot of other things there that this city can't provide. In New York, everything's always under construction and everything's always changing all the time, and things in Florence remain the same. Well, I lived across from Dante's house and just seeing all this original art and things that I didn't really think about prior to going to Florence. I said that I wanted to volunteer at an art museum, and that's exactly what I did, and that ended up being the most fulfilling experience that I had in Florence itself. It ended up being the Duomo. It ended up being the main building in Florence, and then I'm just running around telling them all these facts about it. It was incredible to do that. I took photojournalism with Alessandra. The point was to get you to know the places you were in and kind of see them through a new lens every week. And she was very knowledgeable on things in Florence, like the street art. She introduced us to artists. We went to Naples together. They really make sure that you're exploring the city, and sometimes the classes in New York will do that and sometimes they don't. So I think they really put that emphasis there. I think I was always a little bit fearful of traveling alone and what would come with that. And I ended up going to Paris for a weekend by myself, and that was the most enriching experience I've ever had. Building a community in an entirely different country is a difficult thing to do and something that I love doing. And I think a lot of kids get that out of going abroad. We lived off campus housing, which was basically a loft of 11 people. We didn't know we all didn't know each other. We didn't all go to NYU. So it ended up being I felt wow, I'm a fully grown adult, living in Florence, Italy, by myself. I had a job on campus, and so I had people I worked with and people who would go on the day trips with me and people I just lived with, and having those little communities exist here in New York, but it was just I got to know everyone, and that's an incredible experience, especially on that beautiful campus. There are definitely racial and gender differences or their perceptions of those things in Italy. And sometimes it was a little bit uncomfortable to confront people about certain things they would say to me and my friends, but it was also a learning experience. I don't think I've ever had to step up like that and kind of explain to someone something. I felt at all levels of the process very supported. I think the biggest thing with the staff there is everyone is down to chat. Everyone's there to talk and tell you about their experiences in life and shed their wisdom. I just had a great experience with all of the staff there. I think it's important to choose a place where you know a little bit about what's happening there and kind of read up on it and see if it aligns with your interests. Florence really opened up my worldview. I had never been abroad before, and just being in a new place and kind of making my own in an entirely new city was a really good experience for me.